Well, it was a challenge because it's just a pencil drawing to start with, and you're not quite sure how it goes. But as the weeks go by, you kind of get the drift. You know, they fill things in a bit at a time, and pretty soon, well, not pretty soon, but after a year or two, the whole thing comes together, and you're part of this really magical experience. So you're kind of in the dark for a long time, but at the end, it's such a surprise, and it's so gratifying to be part of something as wonderful as this. I loved it. I saw it last night. It's fast. It's furious. It's got real animals in it with real souls. And it's really surprising and enjoyable. I loved it. It's a little bit lonely, but you get a lot of help and a lot of support from the director. And occasionally at the very end, when they want to do the polishing, they bring in someone who makes a lot of really very creative suggestions, because sometimes you run out of suggestions. You're not really sure what all the other actors are doing, and they kind of link everything up for you. It's very different. It's kind of like making records nowadays. In the old days, when we used to make records, everybody was in the room at the same time, and everybody stood around one mic or two mics, and they made music. And then as the technology got different, or what they call improved, people stopped. They would do the musicians on one day, and the singers would come in on another day, and they never interacted. And now they don't even bother doing that. So it's kind of like that. The technology has become so advanced that people don't work together anymore. And in a funny way, it's lonely. But it's still, you have the character to relate to, and you have, in your mind, there's a lot going on. So it's busy, and it's very, very intense. I didn't know much about animals until I inherited my daughter's dog, and then I kind of fell in love with animals, and now I'm completely fascinated and amazed by them. I watch the Blue Planet, and the Planet Channel, what's it called? Whatever it's called. I watch it all the time, and I watch the animal YouTubes, and I mean, you can't help it. You just can't help it, because I watched the singing cockatoo for, a month, which I loved. And I mean, I really do like it. I like them. I like them for a number of reasons. They don't talk back, although in this movie they do. And they seem to have a soul. I mean, that might just be a projection, but we're all here together. So you don't just cut a whole group of things that are living out. I mean, I also like plants. So I like plants and I like animals too. I have my daughter, who is she's not a baby anymore, but she loves show business, and she loves this kind of thing. She loves real send-ups, and this is a real send-up. I mean, it's a send-up of all the great spy movies, but it's also a send-up of all the parody spy movies too. And I also have godchildren, a bunch of them, and I think they're going to get a real big kick out of it. There's so much for the adults and so much for the kids too. I mean, the adults get all the jokes, the movie jokes, the Silence of the Lambs jokes, and those kinds of things, and the James Bond jokes. But the kids are going to be enchanted because these are animals that they're familiar with, and they're doing these extraordinary things.